Well, many Canadians knew his name long before the last election. Seamus O'Regan, a well-known former broadcaster, is now a Liberal MP. He recently joined me for some plain talk about this transition and kicking a drinking habit. Here it is.
So you feeling lucky?
I'm feeling lucky. Let's do this.
Seamus O'Regan, welcome to Plain Talk.
Great to be here. Great to be on a plane above Ottawa. This is just gorgeous.
Now, it may be a little bit bumpy.
I'm from Newfoundland and Labrador. I've done bush pilot. I mean, it takes a lot to shake me.
Well, speaking of bumps, though, I mean, you've had a few bumps along the way in your career.
What a segue, Tom Clark.
Well, I thought you'd appreciate that.
For bumps, that was smooth. Yeah, certainly. It was a challenge getting used to the other side of the mic. There was no question about that. No question.
What is that like, that transition for you between leading a public life on television and now leading a public life in Parliament?
The public life aspect of it, I think, that's kind of ingrained. But just the relationship, I think, with media, obviously, it's strange, and it was strange for me in the beginning. I mean, I know a lot of these people, but, everybody is doing their job, and everybody's being very professional. I just had to really learn how to do it on the other side.
Has your view of the media changed? Has your view of what you used to do, has it changed as a result of you being on the other side?
Well, I find that, it is sometimes unnecessarily antagonistic. And I don't blame people. It's a lot more of the machinations and the sideshows, and probably less of the substantive public policy debates that you'd like to see. But that's, I also understand the mediums. I mean, this is very, very difficult stuff to have substantive public policy conversations on air. It is.
You had to go through something that very few public figures have gone through, or if they have gone through it, they haven't spoken about it.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm talking about you going into rehab and trying to get that part of your life straightened out. How tough was that for you going through that?
As it turned out to be a huge relief. So I feel just like this huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders, which is nice. The in-between years between Canada AM and this job were tough. They were tough. Being not sure of your employment, being in an environment where you're not familiar, and being the type of person who really enjoys kind of a structured environment. And I had that for so long. I mean, in my time, working in the provincial government and working in Brian Tobin's office, I knew in my time in government where my check was coming from. I knew, my benefits, and I knew where to go to work, and I had, a structured day. And not having that anymore was really, really rough on me. It's kind of social norms, and certainly, in Newfoundland and in Ottawa around here as well. I mean, it's just, socially very normal to have, drinking every night.
Well, that's a good question, because politics almost runs on alcohol, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How tough have you found it to be in politics but to give up the alcohol?
Actually not bad. Post-rehab, they really equipped me. And for me, it was great because it was very science-based. I mean, we talked about it, rationally, what's going on with me in my head. And so it equipped me well. And so you just kind of knock out all the things that might tempt you. But right now, I have to say, I'm so happy. And that you don't want to change that.
Under what circumstances do you lie?
I don't know. That is a good one.
Now, what's interesting is you haven't denied that you lie. It's just the circumstances we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, well, come on. Let's be honest. You don't want to outwardly hurt anybody's feelings. I think we all tell white lies in that regard. But in terms of professionally, when do you lie? Boy, that's a really, really tough one. And I guess in this game, it's why you evade questions, because good people don't want to lie.
What's the one skill that you wish that you had, skill or talent?
Skill or talent? I wish I could fly fish. I really do.
Wait a second. You're from Labrador.
Yeah, I know.
And you don't fly fish?
No.
Well, no wonder you're in Ottawa, for heaven's sakes.
But my father's so good at it, and he's an expert fly fisherman.
Has it been a hindrance to you being so out about your sexuality, about the fact that you are gay, that you're married? Do you feel that in any way that has hurt you in public life?
You know, it's a beautiful thing to say about this country, and particularly about my province, that it's actually become a big asset. I think people just appreciate it right now. I mean, I'm lucky because of the time I live in, and, you know, I think that's really important, and I'm deeply grateful to many pioneers who came before me and many before them who suffered in silence and suffered, you know, not being able to be honest with the world about who they are.
Well, wasn't that lucky?
Oh, jeez. Because normally you parachute?
Yep. Seamus O'Regan, great to have you on Plain Talk.
Tom, great to be here. Great to be here. Great to see you again. And congratulations again on the RTNA Lifetime Achievement Award. In mid-career, this is insane.
Mid-career.
Mid-career.
No, that.